Each month I make a video where I speak about the market and where I explain what I'm doing in my portfolio as a Etoro popular investor. I call this monthly video Investment Dossier. In April's Investment Dossier, I will speak about who I am, what I'm doing at the present moment, not only as a popular investor, but also as a person. I was, for most of my life, a dedicated police officer. First, I was a commander of police station. Then I moved into investigation and I joined a kind of federal agency in Portugal that is similar to the FBI. And during my stay at that service, I was an international drug investigator, and it was a very thrilling job. I had a lot of action. For more than 20 years, this was what I did. I was very focused in my work. I was very dedicated until I decided to change completely my life after my parents had serious health problems. And I found one thing that still defines me until today. That was meditation. And meditation completely changed my life. Until today, I meditate every day. You may say, what meditation has to do with investing? Well, I would reply that one of the big names in investing, Ray Dalio, attributes his performance, his vision to meditation. I also attribute almost everything in my life to the fact that I meditate each day. So, coming to today, and I will go into the past to the present, meditation is something I like to do, and I like to do it a lot. That I written meditations in Portuguese, mostly, and I share them in a very famous meditation platform, which is Insight Timer. I have one or two meditations in English. Feel free to use that meditations Insight Timer with my name, Pedro Nunes. And there are mainly meditations for the beginning of the day, and each day I begin by meditating to set up my day. So meditation is still today part of what I am. Going back once again to the past, when I started meditating after my parents' health problems, I started to gain a vision. Each day I upgraded my vision, and I realized that I would like to have financial freedom, to do hundreds of things that I like, and to be able to do that things. So I initiated a journey to financial freedom. I had some experience with real estate because I had acquired a home that I rented. After reading a lot about financial freedom, I started investing in real estate. It was a time where I was able to make some good investments, and after a while, I saw myself with a couple of homes that gave me passive income, and I reached a point where the passive income that I had allowed me to quit my job as a police officer. But sometime before, when the money from the real estate started to enter, and I had and I was continuously learning, I realized that I had to diversify, a word very important in terms of financial investing, and I started to learn and first in stocks. And there was a moment where the diversification went further, and I opened my account in Etoro mainly because I wanted to buy some crypto at that moment. And my first year in Etoro, I just bought a little piece of Bitcoin. I start enjoying and learning a lot about financial markets, about investing. During this point, as I told, I quit my job. The passive income that I have from my properties allows me to pay all my full expenses. But I was starting to learn more about the financial markets, and I made up my portfolio. And in that process, I realized that I love to manage a portfolio because I love to learn, because I love to each day sees the news. I love having a long-term perspective. So that made me join the Popular Investor program, and managing a portfolio is something I love to do in the long-term vision, as I told you, and with a perspective of learning each day, of making good decisions, not only on that moment, but mainly in the long-term horizon. So today, this is something I love to do. After quitting my job, I continued to invest in real estate, and I tried some flipping. It was very lucrative for me because I was able during the first 3 years to buy homes at a very good price, to make a renovation and sell them at amazingly high returns. But I was very good at doing that, but I realized that my passion for running the portfolio was more important. And I no longer continued to do that kind of investment. And I continue, of course, with my property portfolio that gives me my passive income. This is my safety in terms of my financial freedom. But returning once again to the present moment, there is something that I love to do. I love to travel. I travel a lot. During the former year, I was able, when I was in Egypt, in Sharm el Sheikh, it was amazing. I love to snorkel, but I rediscovered in a more intense way snorkeling. So I started to make some trips around the world to snorkel. So after I went to Cape Verde this year, I already went to the Canary Islands, to Maldives, and I have plenty of trips this year in terms of snorkeling. It's something I love to do. I love to make small films about the fish that I see. In January, I was able to do snorkeling with a whale shark. I love turtles also. So I'm very passionate about that. And this is a way where I can express my status of financial freedom that I have achieved. And this is very important for me. So today, meditation is the thing that gives me the vision, and gave me and continues to give me the vision that vision is financial freedom, and I'm living that financial freedom through my trips, to my snorkeling, to the way I live each day with family, with my dog, with doing sports is something I love to do also. This is who I am, and I also love to manage my portfolio each day, to learn, to choose the companies, to choose the ETFs, to choose the moment where I buy them, the moment where I sell them. And stability is very important for my portfolio, and that long-term vision, because I agree with the vision of Warren Buffett that one of the main rules when you reach a certain level, or even if you don't reach, in order to have more money, and that's not the most important thing, but it helps you in achieving what you want to do, you must have a mentality of don't lose money. And that's why Warren Buffett, as his motto is not to lose money, rule number one. And the rule number two is also not to lose money. And the third rule is don't forget the first ones. We know when we are at the point that we have to make efforts not to losing money, because if we patiently wait, we know that the market will give us opportunities in those moments to increase the value of our portfolio, and we have to wait patiently until that times. And this is more or less where we are now. We are in a phase that we are waiting for future economic cycles to expand. When that will happen, and if we look at history, that has always happened, the value of the portfolio will increase. So one of the great virtues of an investor is patience. Speaking about my portfolio, I'm having a very similar performance as the S&P 500, which I consider positive, because the portfolio has some tech bets that are more volatile. So having the same similar performance to S&P when we are risking a little bit more for one side is good. We also have some protective measures like gold, which is performing good at the moment. Bonds, this year might be a good year for bonds, and we have seen several presentations of Etoro in that sense. And many analysts say that. I think the performance of the portfolio is quite positive. And I also would like to say that when we have long-term visions, we have to bet on the increase of the values. So, of course, the portfolio might have some protective measures, but as Warren Buffett says and do, we must use these moments to buy quality stocks and never to have a permanent position of betting against the markets, because historically that's not a very good option. I would like also to, as a customer, to congratulate Etoro, because they are always improving. Etoro Money, as a user, joining the charts from TradingView that I used with Etoro is something very, very positive. So all these small increments are very positive, and Etoro is always doing this effort. And as a customer, not only as a popular investor, but also as a customer, this is my platform, and I'm here to stay. Thank you, Etoro. Thank you all, and see you again next month.